Hi, everyone. This is Susie Church Brown. I am with Healthy Expat Parent, and I am going to talk today a little bit about a couple superhero skills. And I'm going to give you a piece of homework. So get ready for that. So first, I'd really like to talk to you a little bit about what makes human beings amazing. And so human beings, as you know, since you are one, are very social creatures. And we like to bring positive qualities to our connections with others. That's part of humanity, right? Where you're trying to build better and more sustainable communities, better and more sustainable connections with other people. And part of the ways we do that is through different acts and qualities. A couple of these qualities are the superhero skills that I'm going to be talking about. One of them is kindness. So what is kindness? Kindness is deliberately and openly being happy for another person or thing. So this deliberate happiness for others is an unbidden gesture. So for example, no one's asking you to be happy for them. You are just so out of, just that attempt to have a better connection with your community. It is a social action. So you are building those social connections through these acts of kindness. Another sort of quality that goes alongside of kindness is compassion, which is the ability to feel for other things, other living things, be they human or animal, and to feel the suffering that they are enduring. So compassion is very different from sympathy or empathy, but all of them are somewhat related. Empathy would be the ability to understand the feelings of another living thing. So if someone is sad, you understand what sadness feels like. Or if someone is happy, you understand what happiness feels like. Sympathy is being able to feel sorry or pity for another thing that may be struggling or suffering. So you feel the sorrow that they are going through something difficult, but then it ends there. So compassion is taking these two feelings, taking empathy and sympathy, and going one step farther. So you feel something for other. You feel the feelings of another thing, and you feel the suffering that they are enduring, and you act upon trying to diminish their suffering. So you are taking positive steps to try to help them to feel better or happier or less sad or less scared. So kindness and compassion, deliberately being happy for someone else, and the compassion to feel another's feelings and to act on trying to ease their suffering or ease their struggle are the two superhero qualities that are a super important part of humanity, of building strong connections and strong communities. So these are the two superhero skills that I would really like you to think about and kind of tuck into the back of your head as we get to your homework. So if you could just go and grab a piece of paper and a pencil. A perfect piece of paper here would be like a sticky note or something that you can post after this activity, just as a reminder of what it is we are going to be doing. So hopefully you have that piece of paper and your pencil or pen. And I want you to take a few moments and think about a good friend. I want you to think about a good friend who maybe is going through something challenging or difficult. And they have, for example, maybe they weren't promoted, or maybe their child is struggling with school, or maybe they didn't do especially well with the task at work, or Maybe they are trying to accomplish a task and they didn't do that task as well as they expected. Maybe they're taking a course and they didn't get the grades or marks that they were hoping for. I want you to consider this friend and the situation that they are going through. And I want you to take a few moments to write down what your response to this individual, this friend would be. You love this person and you want them to move past their struggle and their sorrow. You want them to understand maybe that you're sorry that they are struggling with something, or you understand that maybe they didn't do as well as expected, but that doesn't mean that they themselves are lacking. Maybe whomever is issuing the criteria of the task didn't fully understand what they are trying to accomplish, or maybe they didn't appreciate the attempt that your friend made. Maybe they weren't feeling well and they didn't do as well as they could have on the task. Maybe they just weren't skilled with the particular task at hand, and so they didn't have the marks that they were hoping for. So I want you to take a few moments to write down what your response would be. And remember that we're trying to embrace thoughts of kindness and compassion. So we understand the feelings that our friend might be going through. And we want to help ease their struggle and their suffering. Now, you can pause this if you want, but we're going to talk a little bit about the homework that I just gave you. What if this weren't your friend that you were responding to? What if this were yourself? How would your response to yourself have been if you didn't accomplish the task as well as you had hoped, or you didn't complete your whatever it is as well as you were expecting to? What if you yourself had not succeeded well with a particular task at work, or you didn't do something as quickly as you had hoped? We are especially harsh towards ourselves, and we have extraordinarily abrasive and harsh inner words towards our own feelings. I often find myself struggling with this particular quite cruel inner critical voice. I don't think we would ever be as harsh to anyone else as we are to ourselves. I don't think it's just a female thing, but I do think women tend to be extraordinarily harsh towards themselves. We have a way with words, and we have a way of finding the meanest, sharpest thing to say to ourselves. And maybe it's because we know that maybe you don't say these things out loud, so no one can hear how horrible these words might be towards yourself. But we definitely know how to find the sharpest blade, and we know just where to stick it to, and the best way to turn it and cause the most damage. I would really like to ask for you to consider what you wrote on your sticky note when you thought that you were going to be saying those words, those supportive and reassuring words to your friend. And I would really like for you to remember those kind words and consider using that loving self-tone for yourself. There is not enough time, not enough space, and not enough energy for you to carry on with this harsh, critical inner voice. The energy that you are spending wishing for something different, be it hair, clothing, nose, skin, ability to complete a task, all of this energy can be used for things that are even more important and lasting. You should appreciate every single thing about yourself, even if it isn't necessarily what you esteem to be ideal or appropriate. Every single thing about yourself is amazing and just exactly what it needs to be. The kindness and compassion that we can and should be extending towards others can and should be a gift that we give to ourselves as well. We can be gentle in our self-commentary, allowing for forgiveness when we make a mistake, and give room to grow and to try again and to try again and to try again and to try again as many times as necessary until we complete the task. We can incorporate nurturing thoughts to address our own problems, as we might for our friends and for our children. We can be patient if things take a little longer. If we hear these harsh words coming from our brain, I hope you ask yourself, would I say this out loud? Would I say this out loud to another person? How do I feel when I hear these negative comments? And then deliberately, mindfully, just stop the words. Don't keep saying them. As your mother probably told you when you were young, if you have nothing nice to say, it is often better to say nothing at all. I'm going to link a basic and short meditation in the notes for this podcast that is just a quick way to start practicing these kinder and more gentle inner words. And hopefully we can start being a lot more kind to ourselves, just as we are with the rest of the people that we know and love. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great day.